I've always been obsessed with I-95 ever since I first read about it, which has been like 2 years or a year ago. Now, I was born in year 1995, and the interstate is called I-95. So because of that, I feel like I'm spiritually connected to I-95. Like my soul is spiritually connected to I-95. So that's why it's always been my dream to travel down I-95. And I think I made that connection because of my autism mind. That's what makes me so fascinated by it.
What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy. Right now, I'm in Miami, Florida, and I'm actually standing right at the place where Interstate 95 ends, right behind me. And I actually am allowed to be standing here because there is a sidewalk next to me. But this is actually where it ends. It ends over near this neighborhood, the Zakia Museum and Gardens. I think that's what it is, right behind me. This sign, not sure how well you guys can see it. It is a huge sign though. Let me show you guys a little bit more of it. I'm not going to be standing around here for too long because there's a lot of cars and everything, and it might be a little difficult to hear me. But this is where Interstate 95 ends, and it turns into Highway 1 that way, which goes all the way to the Keys. So here's where it is, where I-95 begins. Earlier I was saying that this is where I-95 ends, but technically it's not where it ends. It ends in Maine. This is where it begins because the interstate system, it goes from south to north. Like, so Interstate 10 is the southern part of the USA, Interstate 90 is in the northern part of the USA, and then it goes from west to east. So Interstate 5, which runs down the west coast of the USA, and Interstate 95 runs down the east coast of the USA, which is the opposite direction of the federal highways, the signs with the white shields. So there's a lot of cars around here, so let me show you the path I had to walk to get here. My adoptive parents were actually the ones who brought me down here. They're actually parked on the other side of this interstate. I got some cool footage of us driving down I-95 in Miami. However, we're not going to be spending much time in Miami. We're actually going to be heading home pretty soon. The reason why is because my adoptive dad, right now he's sick with a really bad cold and he's in a really bad mood right now. Kind of put a damper on this whole trip. But we're not going to go to any of the beaches right now. But I don't really care really because I live really close to Miami, so we could always come back here another time, seriously. Oh, wow. There's a bird. Really large one, too. Doesn't even seem to be afraid of me. Not sure how good you guys can see it. See it? I was hoping it wouldn't attack me at all. I'm glad about that. So this is the walkway that I took to get here. And it's really cool because I didn't know they had a walkway for pedestrians over Interstate 95. And it goes into like this small neighborhood that looks really awesome. Kind of reminds me of something from Grand Theft Auto Vice City. But that is what Grand Theft Auto Vice City was inspired by. Miami, Florida. I haven't played that game in a really long time. Okay, so here's the path. Let me show you guys a view of it real quick. Let me just get a clear vantage point of it. So here's the path right here. And I'm going to show it to you guys as I walk along it. It's really cool that they have this built. Like, I had no idea about all this. Miami, Florida seems like a really cool city, but then again, I wouldn't want to live here because it's too crowded. Also, another reason why I wouldn't want to live here is because it's too close to the water. If a really powerful hurricane ever hit Miami, this place would be wiped out. That's what they were worried about with Hurricane Irma. And Hurricane Irma almost did hit Miami, but it actually ended up making landfall in southwestern Florida as a Category 3 hurricane. I always thought that Hurricane Irma was just a Category 2, but it was actually a Category 3 hurricane when it made landfall. So I'm walking across here right now. There's other people filming stuff here too, so yeah. There's also a train that runs by here. Like, I think it's like a subway or something. Well, no, it's not a subway. It doesn't go underground. You can't have underground subways in Miami. Okay, so this is the other side of the walkway right here. So this is the side of it that my adoptive parents are parked on. And if you look this way, you can see the skyline of Miami, Florida. It's beautiful. But then again, I wouldn't want to live in Miami, Florida because it's too crowded and too close to the water. I still would prefer Ocala instead, honestly. But that's it for this video and my adventure to Miami. We couldn't go to the beaches at all because my adoptive dad is sick and he really wants to go home right now. And also because it's spring break and we're worried about the beaches being too crowded and too rowdy. And I really don't like that environment at all. So I'll come back to the Miami beaches some other time, really. It's only 200 miles away anyway. But let me know what you guys thought of this video and about where Interstate 95 begins. I really want to road trip Interstate 95 all the way up to Maine, from Florida to Maine, because that's been my dream for a long time. So that's basically it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. So that's it. Peace out, people.